What up, y'all? Welcome back to another video here. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about owning up to everything. Why I think it's the way to go, why I practice it a lot in my life, and why it's helped me out. Ultimately, you're in control. And you are only in control of the things in your life that you can control, which is yourself and your actions and the things that you do. Everything else that's external, you cannot control. What your parents do, your friends do, what some random guy who bumps into you at a bar does, what your girlfriend or boyfriend does. You can't control those things, obviously, right? Duh. It sounds so obvious, but I think we oftentimes forget that. I oftentimes forget that. It's like they're doing their own thing, you are doing your own thing, and you can only control what you can control. So I think it's so important to take that accountability and that 100% ownership of the things that happen to you, good and bad, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to improve. That's the only way that I can improve, is by taking a hard look at, well, what did you do in this situation? What are you going to take away from it? What can you do next time? How are you going to learn from this moving forward? How are you then going to change your behavior, change what you can control, so that that bad thing doesn't happen to you again, or so that that good thing can happen again, or can happen even better the next time. I think a good example to think about this through, a good lens or a good frame to think about this through, is through an example of something that you might think is way outside of your control and that you should never have to take accountability for, ever, right? For example, the example would be your girlfriend cheats on you, okay? Most people would be like, she's a hoe, fuck her, she's, X, Y, and Z, she fucked up, this and that, it's all her fault, she wronged me, blah, 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 I have nothing to do with this. And while I can see where you might be coming from with that, or I can see how I might have thought that at an earlier stage in my journey, there is some piece of that should be placed on that individual. Yes, of course, they were at fault, they were disloyal, maybe she is a hoe, right? I don't know. She could be. And that's one thing. That's one piece of it. But at the end of the day, you don't control her. You cannot control what she does. You cannot control what she does when she's out, when she's gone, when she's this, when she's that. You can only control how you acted in the situation, how you're going to act moving forward, and what could have maybe caused that, right? Because it doesn't help you develop as a person to just say, she's a hoe, she wronged me, she's not loyal. Like, sure, that might all be true, but that doesn't help you improve at all. That doesn't make you a better person. That doesn't make you learn from the situation. That's just deflecting responsibility onto someone else entirely, which might make you feel a little bit better in the moment, but that doesn't help you. What we all know is that true growth comes from the discomfort. It comes from the things that are a little bit more uncomfortable, like maybe taking a hard look in the mirror and being like, wait, hang on a second, wait, where did I fuck up here? Because we could look at it as, I did not choose the right person. That was my fault in choosing, or not that was my fault, not that one specific situation, but it's my fault that I chose to be with a girl. I chose to place my trust in a girl that was not trustworthy, or that was not loyal, or maybe I didn't take a deep enough look into her track record, maybe, X, Y, and Z. You can put the accountability of like, man, I thought that girl was loyal, but I fucked up because she was not. I put myself in a vulnerable position for me to get hurt or betrayed or whatever the situation is, right? The other way we can look at it as taking responsibility and accountability is, man, what did I do wrong in the relationship that caused her to feel like she needs to cheat, that caused her to potentially not be loyal, right? Because what she has going on, if she's a hoe, if she's got trust issues, baggage, daddy problems, whatever the fuck, okay, cool, but you have no control over that shit. So think about in the relationship, what was it that I did? For example, maybe I didn't dick her down good enough. Maybe I didn't have that game enough. Maybe I didn't build enough psychological maybe tension and desire and want and love and yearning and whatever to make her want me and fall so deeply in love with me that it would cause her to be incredibly loyal and trustworthy, right? Maybe she just wasn't all that into it, and she just didn't, like, you didn't really have her hooked in and like really committed and invested into you. And so she was just kind of whatever, looking the other way, going out with the girls, maybe entertaining other options, tasting the rainbow, whatever that is, right? Maybe it's how you carried yourself in the relationship. Maybe you didn't have enough respect for yourself, didn't have that confidence, maybe that dominance, that masculinity, where she felt like she could just walk all over you. And she felt like you were maybe a little bit of a bitch, a little bit of a pussy, and then she didn't respect you, and then she wasn't loyal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. There's definitely like faults on both sides. I'm not here to say that like if a ho cheats on you, that it's 100% your fault. But it's like, well, let's take a look at what we did, and let's at least take some accountability and responsibility for like what we could have done or what we did wrong, so that it doesn't happen again, or so that we can at least improve ourselves in some way and grow from it. Because who knows? Maybe it was partially your fault. Maybe there was something that you could have done within your control that would have prevented that from happening. And you showed up like way more of a confident man. You demonstrated to her that you were a man of value, with status, with other female options, and you were not looked at as just another guy or a commodity or somebody who can pay the bills or whatever. Like, you were looked at as a fucking prize. Like, she should be fucking lucky as hell to be able to lock you down as a dude, because you're a fucking G. If you would have maybe been able to communicate that a little bit better or give off that vibe, maybe even though she was a ho or whatever, she would have been way more like bought in and been like, fuck, like, I need to really be on my shit here, because this is like, this dude is a fucking G. I do not want to fuck this up. This guy knows what's good. He's got money. He's got goals. He's got ambition. He has other options. He could replace me in a heartbeat if I step out of line, or if I'm not loyal, or if I'm not carrying my end of the relationship, right? So I think always striving to be that. And yeah, as I said, at the end of the day, you cannot control what other people do, what their situation is, etc. You can only control what you do. And so therefore, you should always find a piece of yourself, of your own actions, of your own accountability in the things that go on and in the things that happen in your life, because that is the only way that we can actually improve as individuals. So hope that was valuable for you, just to hear kind of my thought process off the dome. Not sure how many of you guys are actually watching these videos out there, but I've just been picking up the camera, pressing record, and saying some shit. It's kind of a cloudy Sunday today here in Austin, Texas, and had a lot of brain fog yesterday, kind of coming back out of it today, so I didn't end up getting a video uploaded yesterday. But here we are, back at it again with the one takes, with just brain dumping, dropping a little bit of sauce or whatever from my own personal experience, my insights and shit from my own self-development journey that has helped me a ton. So hope you find value, hope you like it, like, subscribe, follow along for your boy journey, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Cheers.